Yeah.
Like, I know you rapped about Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. Oh, damn. We never got what do you think?
I'll give you a quick wrap. Okay.
Yeah.
My quick Game of Thrones wrap up.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the series was phenomenal. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a sour taste left in your mouth after the final episode of season 8, just because I feel like so much was left on the table, right? Yeah. So much potential is still there, right? For a better story. There are theories that weren't debunked. There are, things that happened too fast that weren't really explained. Jon killing Daenerys, right? And then her death was just so quick. It's like, damn, all of this.
Yeah.
You get stabbed and die.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what? At least give us a slow death. Let them exchange words, something. Give us something. Yeah. Tyrion, and shout out to Peter Dinklage, who is just
Dinklage. It's Dinklage, but Dinklage might be more appropriate since Tyrion
he does drink a lot
all day long. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage. Sorry for butchering your name. Phenomenal actor. I mean, just incredible. Give him whatever fucking award he wants. He should get his pick.
Best actress.
Best actress, best actor, best supporting cast, best costume design, whatever award he wants, give it to him. Phenomenal actor who really did bring that series to life. But I gotta call bullshit when I see it, when I hear it. Bran having the best story.
Yeah.
No, he got pushed out the window. He became a three-eyed raven, right? I mean, there's so many characters who had better stories.
Here's what I said about that was like, that's so preposterous for so many reasons. But the chief among them is that literally he has done literally nothing. Like everything that he's done, he wouldn't have been able to do without other people doing it for him. Pretty much to their detriment. So you have JoJo.
There are a lot of people who had died protecting him.
JoJo or Georgian, whatever the fuck his name is, the kid who had a sister.
Yeah.
So he got murked for him. Mm-hmm. And his sister was like, oh man, hey, we've been through this wild experience. Hey, how about you give me a little hug just as a thank you. Banner's like, I'm the three-eyed raven. I don't do that.
No,
I think your Uber's outside.
You are an employee. Okay.
You're 1099. You're not even employed.
No, she got no benefits. You don't get health, dental, or vision. Fuck out of here.
But yeah, I thought that was funny.
So Brienne had a better story. Sansa had a better story. Arya had
literally
a better story.
Everybody in the story
Cersei,
had a better story.
Tyrion had a better story. Fucking Bronn had a better story. Everybody had a better story than Bronn.
Yeah,
Bran.
The only person who probably didn't have a better story because of how it turned out was the Night King. Probably the only person more useless, I guess.
Yeah. He's able to lead, right? But led them to the south. But
lead to what? To what end though? Like, if somebody leads you into fucking into an endless war that you just are not going to win. Somehow I think that's even worse.
Yeah. You know what I do find interesting? The parallels between how the Night King died and how Daenerys died, right? Both of them died
quicker
from a blade.
Yeah.
Quick death by a blade.
Yeah, to the gut. Right? Damn, yeah. Watch your midsection. Like, did they not?
Yeah, don't they?
Yo, I mean, the body shots.
All that armor. Yeah. And your abs are still showing.
Or like, check for the body shots. Like, fucking, Ali taught us,
it's
Foreman taught us.
The most vulnerable, easiest place to get stabbed. Right? No one has like at least a steel plate.
It's vanity. They're like, man, I look too pretty right now.
Dog,
I'm out here flossing.
Doing these sit-ups. At the fucking Gold's Gym in King's Landing, I need
pumping that iron,
just stone,
getting swole.
But again, I think the series was phenomenal. I think there's a lot to be wanted still. I think fans are still like, it's like a breakup where you don't get that closure that you wanted, right? It's like you just get a little bit of the our relationship's run its course. I think we've grown apart.
Yeah.
I think we should start seeing other people.
But it's not even that though. Like it's like one of those breakups where like you like essentially stop talking for like you both live in different places and then you stop talking and you're like, yo, what's going on here? Like, the shit change? Like, are we done? Like,
living in different places, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't get the breakup that we had where it's just like Sansa's the queen in the north.
That weirdly enough, I got the most.
Oh no, that I get. Right?
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about the whole thing.
Okay.
Arya goes off on her journey. Sansa's the queen in the north. Bran is the king of the
King's
Six
Landing.
Kingdoms now, and all is well. And
It's so
that's how the
stupid though,
story
because
ends.
it's like Bran is like the most apathetic like king. Like,
I feel
he
like
doesn't
he's
give
gonna be
a fuck.
a terrible leader.
Yo.
Bran, all the children in the village are sick and dying and hungry. He's gonna be like,
I'm the three-eyed raven.
I do not want this anymore. Like,
but perhaps maybe that's what their point is like we shouldn't have a king or queen for that matter who's like super invested in like, because I think what that teaches us is like, if you give, no one person should have, just like Kanye said, the prophetic Kanye, no one man should have all that power.
Yeah.
And perhaps this was their way of like breaking it up a little bit, where now it's up to like Tyrion and the rest of the ragtag crew to kind of.
I did think it's funny how when Sam proposed the idea of everyone having a vote in the kingdom, they all laughed. They're like, "Yo, shut the fuck up!" Because peasants vote.
I think that's why, like, because that's what we all were like. But that would have been cringy if that would have been like, oh yeah, now we let the people decide, and now and honestly speaking, the people in King's Landing they're not the brightest of the bunch. No. I'm not gonna lie to you. They aren't, and I even say King's Landing. There are no more people in King's Landing.
What would King's Landing be? King's Landing would be like Texas. Right?
Ooh. Would it?
Yeah.
Would it be like Texas?
I think if you were to compare it to a place today, King's Landing would be like Texas, right? Because Texas, the Lone Star State.
No, I think King's Landing would just be the U.S. In the greater scheme of the world.
No, I want to look at it like the U.S.
Just the U.S.
Right?
Yeah.
King's Landing would be the North would be like New York, I think, right? Yeah. Because kind of our own
literally,
shit. And it's in the North, right? King's Landing would be like Texas, where they're like, yo, we can survive on our own. We're our own little kingdom within all of the United States, right?
Yeah.
Lone Star State.
Okay.
And I never met anyone from Texas I really liked. Very few, maybe like 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
Usually people from Texas are fucking like you fucking hate them. They sound stupid. Right?
Jesus Christ.
They dress
going
stupid.
super hard against Texas right now.
Fuck 2 states. Actually, there are a lot of other states. All of the states who just forced those abortion law acts, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Fuck all of those states. I think it's Louisiana, Illinois, Georgia, and...
Yeah, there was like somebody up north or closer, like maybe in the Midwest that was that they're doing this. I don't know. I forget who exactly, but I understand what you're saying.
But Texas too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so in summation,
great series.
Great series.
Disappointed in how things ended. There's it's just I didn't get the closure I wanted. I don't feel fulfilled,
Yeah. Well, the reason why I said that I didn't feel fulfilled, I broke it down into 3 sections of like, okay, you have the episode, you have the season, and then you have the show. The episode I didn't like because it was just a bunch of people walking around and nothing really happened outside of Jon stabbing Daenerys. Yeah. And even that was the quickest part of the episode. Just the pacing was all off, like with it, and my critique of the writers is, okay, I understand that it's supposed to be one long movie, like basically the last season, essentially one long movie, especially those last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But even within, like, when you're doing something like that, you have to make it like a movie within the movie, meaning that each episode has to be able to like kind of stand on its own, because otherwise you're asking us to watch 6 hours of a movie. And that's a really long thing to sit through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything should be able to stand on its own. We should be able to look at each individual episode and be like, yo, that shit was dope, or that shit was crazy or wild or whatever.
There should be like the storyline.
It makes sense. Yeah. All of that should be contained, but also make sense in the greater scheme of the season.
And to that point, you know what I didn't like about the last episode? There was no like real, like even Daenerys' death was not like a climax.
It was all just kind of like this sort of like falling action sort of situation where it's just like, you know, it seemed like we already, whatever the big stuff is that we were dealing with, we already dealt with it, and this is just that like everything.
It seemed like coming down. Like,
everything's just
got stabbed. Bran is named king. Sansa names her, takes the north, and then Arya sails off, and then everybody have a nice day.
Yeah. So I said like, okay, that's how I felt about the episode. Was like it's kind of like whatever. But I actually, weirdly enough, I actually did like the season overall.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was. I do see it. I do understand people's sort of gripes of it. The gripes that make sense. Some of the gripes are just stupid, but like I understand some of the criticism, right? But I still kind of like the season overall. I didn't love it, and I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the best season of the show. It's definitely not.
Ever. No.
Yeah. The show overall, I am kind of disappointed with the show overall. I still love the show overall, but I'm disappointed with it because they ask a very brilliant question, but they never, like with Jon killing Daenerys, especially in the fashion that it happened, they never answer it. So like I broke it down like, okay, so Jon's whole beef with Daenerys is that she's basically gone mad king or queen, where she's just like, fuck it, like I'm the ruler. And she even says the line to Jon in the in their final conversation of Jon's like, hey, how will we know who would know what's right? He's like, and she's like, oh well, we just know what's right.
Yeah.
And then he has to kill her, right? Because obviously she's like a dictator at that point. She's the tyrant that she's trying to get rid of. But I was like, and they asked a brilliant question of, what do you do with bullies, right? That's the whole central, at least, question to the show with me, right? Is like, okay, well, what do you do when you have a bully that has so much power, without becoming that same bully, yourself? Brilliant question. One that is ageless and that is infinitely difficult to answer. But they never actually even attempt to answer the question, because then Jon kills Daenerys, but he's doing the very thing he's pissed at her for doing. She's taking it into her arms, saying, I know what's right, I know what's good, therefore I'm going to kill my enemies and kill all these other tyrants. And then he just turns around and fucking kills her. Like he's doing literally the same thing that she's doing, but he feels like he's justified in it, which is just proposing like it's not an answer to the question that you asked. Like,
which is why I think even just a 30-second conversation between the two of them in her, as she's dying, for me would have helped me understand his decision making, right? Or given me something to kind of.
They had a little bit of a conversation, and I think he, like with all the conversations that they had previously, and then with this conversation, he's just like, and she was talking reckless, like she was just like, like we know what's good or we know what's right.
I mean, she was definitely
just crazy. Yeah,
she was sipping on something.
She was sitting and leaning a little.
She was talking crazy, but again, in that moment, it just happened too quickly. Like, despite all the conversations that Jon has had, despite the conversation he had with Varys and then with Tyrion and whoever the fuck else,
but it seemed fast in the moment. I do agree with that.
Yeah, just. Stabbed. She bled out from the nose. Which makes sense.
Yeah. Did he stab her in like the fucking lungs? Or
stab her in the head. Stab her in the stomach. I don't know. There's still a lot to be wanted. I've seen shows not as good that had better season finales.
That's very true.
Or series finales.
And I would say as even in the episode itself, like just as an episode, it just wasn't a fitting, like it just felt very anticlimactic, but whatever. I think just like anything else, you just fucking like live with it, dude. Like that's the ending they wanted to give us. And then for all the people who are saying like, oh my God, we need to redo this. They still have those stupid petitions going. It's like,
shut up.
It's like dude, like this is a great opportunity for when I tell people, okay, well then go write your own shit. Like if you don't like the way that they ended it, if you don't like, where they went with it, okay. And
Yeah, put
and
pen to paper.
put pen to paper,
Not
and
not,
do your
and
own
I don't
shit.
mean
Yeah.
pen to paper in form of a petition. I mean, write a fucking story.
Yeah, none of those petitions are happening door to door. They're not going door to door having people sign shit.
What happened?
It's just online.
Yeah, now petitions are digital.
Yeah.
Now it just gets saved in the fucking cloud. Everybody's just like,
everybody hops on Google Docs.
cool,
Yeah.
thanks for the signatures. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I don't know what happens next. What do you do with that?
I don't know. Go back and see your dark dungeon, because that's what I imagine all these people who are signing these fucking petitions are going back to. But anyways, alas, we're fucking moving on from Game of Thrones finally. I think I think I am gonna miss the series, but also whatever. I got other shit to do.
What is the next great series?
I just finished.